Hello, and here we are again on YouTube on the subject of how to develop mediumship. Have you ever had those thoughts going in your mind like, am I doing the right thing? Have I followed the right path? Am I investigating this mediumship in the right way? Am I in the right place? All those sort of things we're going to be talking about in this video. How to develop your mediumship. So, first of all, there are things that we can do to develop our mediumship. And if we look in the past, how people used to develop their mediumship in the past, we'll go back and we'll look at the pioneers, such as Gordon Higginson or Albert Best. When we look at the pioneers, who were some of the best mediums that we know of today that brought so much evidence from the spirit world and even names, addresses, they brought through so much in their mediumship. But really, you think all we ever saw was the result of their development. So, what we saw in these great mediums of the past, these pioneers of the past, these mediums like Gordon Higginson now, at best, what we saw was the result of their hard work. And the key factors that they had to develop their mediumship is they sat in circle for 9 years. Welcome, everybody that's just coming in. So, welcome. Thank you for your messages. I can see them. It's great to have you here. They sat in circle for 9 years before they even did any platform work or work in that way. And that was the key factor. They had a dedication to sit for the spirit world in circle for 9 years. And then they had, in that moment of building the power. Now, that brings me on to the next subject. How do you develop mediumship? Sitting in the power every day. If you sit in the power every day, you will raise your frequency. You'll be able to understand the spirit world a lot better. And it will open up your gifts, because sitting in the power is a part of mediumship development. It will open up your gifts. It opens up the clairs. So you're seeing, you're hearing. It will open up more the more that you can sit in the power and give that time to develop your mediumship. In the past, there used to be such things as development circles. And these development circles, there would be a beginning with a prayer. Then there would be like the empowerment part, which would be approximately about 10 minutes. And then they would let the energy that was built up in the circles then be used to do communication from the spirit world for the people that were there. In that way, they built the power up so that people could get really good contacts with the spirit world and train their mediumship. Then the circle would be ended. There would be a prayer to end it, and that's how they would do it. And all the pioneers that I've read about, they all had these circles, these development circles, set up in this way. So when you look at it, a regular practice in a good circle can really be beneficial to mediumship development. And if you sit regularly in circle or you go to circle to practice, if it's a good circle, it would be really good for your development, really good for you. So what's a good thing to do is to find yourself a good circle, find a place that you feel comfortable and a place where you can practice your mediumship. And if you find a comfortable circle that is good for your development, then that's okay. If you find a circle that is hindering your development, or it just doesn't seem to work when you're there, then it may not be the circle for you. So it's very important to find a circle where you feel that you are getting some sort of upliftment, you're feeling the progression within your mediumship, and so you can see how your development is unfolding. Now, I know Emma Hardinge Britton, who was one of the pioneers of the past, sat in 3 circles a day. Now, if you think about that for dedication, guys, dedication is also another key factor that all these pioneers had that created their pathway to becoming very good mediums and very good speakers for the spirit world. That dedication and that will to really want to do it, and standing up and becoming these fantastic ambassadors for spirit. So how do you develop your mediumship? Following the footsteps. So sitting in the power, maybe sitting in circle for many years and going to regular practice in circles to get that feel and confidence within your mediumship. But also you could do some training. You can be trained in to develop your mediumship, and you can be doing training by a spiritualist church or a spiritual center. Some of these places put on these circles that you can develop your mediumship in there, and some of them actually put on development circles. So it's very possible to do that. Or you could find yourself a mentor online if you can't get to churches or anything like that, that you feel drawn to, and you can study with them in a sort of mentorship or in a sort of training and courses that they put on. In that way, you'll be developing, but also learning exactly who's good what is good for your mediumship. So I see someone's written that a circle and a medium didn't like the impression she got, so everything was so when you find that situation in a circle where it doesn't work for you, then it's best to just find another circle. That's the best thing to do. So thank you for sharing that experience on if you've got a positive circle or a negative circle. It just depends what it does for you. And yes, the circles would not last together if if they're not really working in the right way. And that can be many factors. And the one thing to remember is follow your feelings and your development within the circles. So yes, you can do training, you can go to a church circle, a spiritual center, and you can find a mentor that you feel that resonates with you, that will guide you step by step through your mediumship development. Or you can follow courses in that way. But the main thing is to remember you've got to do as much practice as you can. Practice and sitting in the power of circles, that is the things that will really move you forward within your mediumship development. Learn to trust your unique gifts. Now, that's something that goes quite wrong in development, where everyone tries to train to become a clairvoyant, and that means that they want to see the pictures, and not everyone sees the pictures. Some of them only feel. So it's really learning to trust your uniqueness and your gifts, and to trust if you're a clairsentient, to trust that that's the way you're getting the information. And if you are someone that's claircognizant, that just has the knowing, you're someone that just trusts that uniqueness of your mediumship. And the more you learn to trust that, the more that you're going to develop in your mediumship. So it's really learning to know your mediumship. So how to develop your mediumship is to know it. How does the information come in? Does it come through pictures? Does it come through your feelings? Do you smell it, taste it, hear it, know it, or feel it? That's entirely up to your uniqueness of your mediumship. And when you observe how the information comes in, then you know how the uniqueness of your mediumship is working. And from that point onwards, you can then work with it. Now, you could choose to sit with your spirit guides or spirit team. Like we sit in the power every day. If you sit in the power every day, that's going to help. If you sit once a week with your guides or spirit inspirers, that would also help with your mediumship development. That would really give it a boost and a richness, and maybe move you up a few notches within your wisdom and within the information that spirit can give you. So another key factor to mediumship development is self-awareness. Know who you are, and know your good points and know your bad points. So it's about knowing yourself. So you know if you're someone that's quite sensitive and you're quite sensitive about things that people say, you know that about yourself. But also know your shadow stuff. So if you know your shadow stuff about yourself, then you can say, okay, this is the stuff I need to work on. If you have, say, negative thoughts or negative minds going on, learn that that's a part of you, and learn to work with that and let go of that. And if you can do that, you'll be moving forward. So self-awareness is very important. Like, how does your body feel? What are the ailments in your body? What are the things going on with your life? How is your emotional self? How is your mental self? And if you learn about this, then you know exactly what's you before you even work with the spirit world. And when you know exactly who you are and the way you tick, then you know that if any other impressions come when you're working with the spirit world, that's the spirit world and you are you. And that's a good way of doing that before you work, to really have that self-awareness about yourself. Now, if you're enjoying the video, give it a like. Don't forget to join. If you press the join button and subscribe, that's a good thing to do. And then you'll be up to date on all the new videos. So feel free to give me a like. Also, another good thing is keep an eye on your mind, because within mediumship development, if you're positive about what you do, you'll have a positive outcome on your mediumship. And if you've got negative thoughts coming in, it will hold you back in being able to be the best that you can be. And to be the best that you can be is to really let go of everything that is negative about your thought process or anything like that. So, guys, it's been really good having you here. How to develop your mediumship, and it's great to see all these comments and everything that everyone's here. So, thank you for joining me. But remember, when you do these things, the power, regular circles, sitting for development, training yourself in whatever way, trusting your uniqueness, letting go of your negative thoughts, and working on knowing yourself, even your shadows, and letting it go. That recipe will improve your mediumship. And if you think about the pioneers that were great, we saw what they achieved through dedication. And that's the key thing. Thank you.